Welcome, dear friends, to Cardiac Radio at 11 p.m., nourishing our souls with the laws of love. A book that came in 1963, published in 1963, but it was worked upon, written through two mediums. The author, the Spirit Emmanuel, wrote through Chico, Xavier, and Waldo Vieira in 1962, and in 63 he prefaced the book, and then the book was published. This book comes to explain the Spiritist view on suffering. Well, on earth we need to understand why we're suffering. And here we're going to find questions and answers, 8 chapters. We have already covered in our programs, chapter 1, the spiritual causes of afflictions, of illnesses. We worked question by question. And then chapter 7, the treatment of illnesses and how Spiritism can help. And now we're working halfway through chapter 5. It's all about obsession. Especially during this pandemic, it's important that you and I understand why obsession is an illness that needs to be treated. How do we predispose ourselves to obsession? We're going to talk about today a few questions and answers that will address this. But let's recall. What is obsession? It's a persistent, negative influence of a mind over another. It can happen between an incarnate and another incarnate. When I think ill things of somebody. You know, when you think of a person and you always think bad things, like you're always feeling, oh, that person, you feel disgusted or aversion. If I keep thinking those things of that person, even talking about it, I become an obsessor. Even parents, when they look at their children thinking, oh, they are so poor them. We are obsessors of our children, not because we want to, but because we are a negative influence over another. If I look at my husband and I don't see anything good, and I only see the negative, and every time I see him, I see the negative, I become an obsessor. Because my thoughts, my words, my feelings, and my actions are true vibrations. They compose of this influence. If I think of a loved one who discarnated in a negative way, we're obsessing them too. Surprise. Discarnates can obsess us in the same way. Discarnates can obsess one another the same way we do here, incarnate to incarnate. And a discarnate, an incarnate, incarnate to incarnate, incarnate to discarnate, discarnate to discarnate, discarnate to incarnate. The principle is negative influence. When I think something that is not positive, it's automatically negative. Oh, but I'm just thinking now. If I think of somebody, yeah, they are not such a good person. They are not lucky. They are not good enough. We are emanating negativity. And if we do this persistently, meaning every time we think of the person, we think that way, we become obsessors of that person. The other day, I was talking to Mentor Joseph because many years ago, somebody was having recurrent UTIs. And how come? We don't know. Then we found out somebody was having sexual fantasies with this person. This person was vulnerable for some reasons that we don't know. Open the doors for that kind of obsession from an incarnate to another incarnate. So when people watch porn, when they fantasize sexually with people that are not available to them, they are not in their committed relationship, they are becoming obsessors to another level, vampire, which is written in book No Solar, chapter 40, and then repeated in another chapter in the book Liberation by André Luiz through Chico Xavier. Now, Emmanuel answered to a question that is quite interesting. Somebody asked them, when and in which situation can the depressing phenomena of obsession happen in our lives? So we want to know, when can it happen? What do you think? When can it happen? Let's see the answer. He goes back to the principle. We emphasize that thought is the hook of this connection to the good or to evil. So it is easier then to understand that the depressing phenomenon of obsession can reach us at any moment in any condition. Meaning, a baby can be obsessed. A child can be obsessed. A teenager can be obsessed. An adult can be obsessed. An elderly person can be obsessed. Somebody who is a deathbed may be obsessed. Any day, any time. Any day, any time. Let's travel in time and take the journey with André Luiz through Chico Xavier in the book Sex and Destiny. Marita is in a coma at deathbed. She's gonna discarnate. They are just holding her a little longer to fix a few things. But the body is still, but her mind is racing. She has no awareness of what's going on. She's thinking and feeling, and she's outraged about the things that her sister did, her mom, her dad, da-da-da-da-da-da. Around her, there is a spirit named Moreira. He's not very elevated. He listens to her thoughts and takes charge. He feels like he has to make justice with his hands. He goes to her sister, Marina. Marita is in a coma. Marina is living the love affairs, etc. He has a plan, Moreira. He's going to avenge Marita. He's going to make her go crazy. And she does. She's admitted at a psychiatric unit. Anytime Marina is quite young. We're going to see in the book And Life Goes On by André Luiz through Chico Xavier. The case of Elise. She was married, but she didn't like her husband. She didn't love her husband. So she started feeling things for another man who was married. She never attempted anything because he died. When he died, she started longing for him, missing him. And he said, well, since nobody cares about me, not even my ex-wife, I felt attracted to Elise. And now they are living a symbiotic life. And because of the morbidity, because this is not true love, it's an attraction based on this feeling of I miss something, of lack. Because love is never about lack. We're together because I like this, you like that, we complete each other. That doesn't exist. Love is not like that. We sum our lacks. No. It's about pluses. We don't know what love is all about. We're learning. So Elise and that man, spirit, the discarnate spirit, they are symbiotic. She is getting sicker and sicker, and then she's gonna discarnate because they are at a point of symbiosis that they can no longer be separated until after her discarnation. And that's an obsession too. Because of our thoughts and our feelings. Then, to complement the understanding of it, we need to understand what is the role of desire, of the word, of our activities, our actions in the obsessive phenomenon. Now, the answer. Each one of us accumulate and retain the constructive or destructive forces that we generate. Desire, word, attitude, and action represent magnets through which we attract equal forces that we will exteriorize towards others. So when we feel like we're being obsessed, we need to ask, what is my central desire? Because in the book Action and Reaction, André Luiz, through Chico Xavier, explains to us that the family was being obsessed because the central theme was money. Money, 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 money. And we justify. There are many people nowadays who are undergoing the obsession because of this obsession of money. And they attract spirits that play the games with their minds, creating true ambitions that they will regret later. There are people who even give the excuse, Vanessa, but I'm working very hard. You know why? Because I'm going to do more charity if I have more money. That's just an excuse. Because when we truly want to help, we don't need $1 million. Look at Chico Xavier. Look at Mother Teresa. Look at many people around the world. You don't need $1 million to be helpful, to be charitable. But that's an illusion. So we are here to ask ourselves, what is our central desire? How are we using our word? What is our attitude in life? 3 components. Our desire, the deepest one. Remember, Freud says, and it's true, we have an unconscious. Spiritism explains that we are much more than we can see in the mirror. And now the question to all of us. The question. What do we really, really want? Because majority of us want to repeat the same things. We deny it. No, I don't. And then I recall Khalil Gibran when he wrote that passage of a mother and a daughter who were somnambulic. During the night, they somnambulic walked outdoors into the garden, and they started attacking each other with words until there was an animal's noise. They woke up. They looked at each other while awake. They changed. They were like, oh my my sweetie mom, what are you doing here this hour in the morning? I don't know. What about you? The mom replied. My darling. Minutes earlier, in their unconscious state, somnambulic state, they were attacking each other. See how little we know of ourselves? No wonder in question 919 of the Spirit's book by Kardec, the Spirit's answered that the solution to our evolution is to know ourselves. What is our true desire? What is our true attitude in life? Our deepest intention, how we're using words, because there are people who are using bad words, cursing during the day, and they want to be happy. They say, but Vanessa, this doesn't mean anything. Oh, it does. In Spiritism, there are several passages talking about the power of words. And he says here, Emmanuel, these are true magnets. So in the next 24 hours, you and I are being invited to investigate what is our true desire in life. How are we using our words? What is our true intention? These are the magnets for the connections we have. Let's meditate and rejoice, because Spiritism is so empowering. It's like this beautiful light here that you can see on the background. If you're just listening, visualize the sunlight going through a forest. Hopefully the sun of the truth, God's mercy, is going to shed some light so we can investigate what is our true desire. What is our true intention that guides our attitude in life? How are we using the words? Constructively, destructively. Thus, protecting us from immersing ourselves in deep obsessions. Thank God for Spiritism. We're more empowered today than yesterday. A big hug to each one of you. Let us rejoice and see each other tomorrow here at Kardec Radio, where we're always nourishing our souls.